Good morning, Miss Eyre.
Good morning.
Well, who am I?
Mr. Lloyd, the physician.
Jane woke up and found Bessie and Mr. Lloyd, the physician, beside her. Mr. Lloyd was a kind man, and he came to treat Jane. He asked Bessie to take care of her, and he would come again later. Bessie was kind to Jane and offered her some food, but Jane didn't want to eat.
I was in that room.
Mrs. said I could let you out. You were that quiet. I thought you were dead when I saw you.
Could you eat a little now?
No, thank you.
Could you sleep some more?
Yes.
Then I shall get some rest too, for I've been up all night with you. I had Sarah from kitchen for company. I was that frightened you might die.
What is the matter with me? Am I ill?
You felt sick in Red Room. With crying, I suppose.
You'll soon be better. Don't try to talk just now.
I wonder if she did see something. Missy were rather too hard with you.
Well, never mind that now. We'll leave Jane to sleep. Now, plenty of sleep, Miss Eyre, and I'll call back and see you again this afternoon.
Thank you.
We went gypsying a long time ago. All the days that we went gypsying a long time ago. Come, Miss Jane, don't cry. Have a bit of tart.
I cannot. Please forgive me, Bessie. Perhaps later.
Doctor's here, Bessie, and it's dinner time.
What? Already up? Well, nurse, how is she?
Well, she's doing very well, except she won't eat.
Oh, she will when she's hungry. If you were well, you should look more cheerful. Come here, Jane. Your name is Jane, is it not?
Yes, sir.
Well, Miss Jane Eyre, you've been crying. Can you tell me what about? Are you in pain?
No, sir.
Oh, I dare say she was crying because she could not go out with Mrs. in carriage.
I never cried for such a thing in my life. I hate going out in the carriage. I cry because I am miserable.
Oh, fie, miss.
Well, Jane, what made you ill last night?
She had a fall.
Fall? Well, that's like a baby again. You could walk at your age.
I was knocked down, but that didn't make me ill.
Oh, that will be for you, nurse. Go for your dinner.
Yes.
Well, Jane, the fall didn't make you ill. What did then?
I was shut up in a room, where there was a ghost, till after dark.
Ghost? What you are, a baby after all. You're afraid of ghosts?
Of Mr. Reed's ghost, I am. They told me something about a gardener, but Mr. Reed died in that room. No one would go into it at night. It was cruel to shut me up in it without a candle. So cruel that I shall never forget it.
Are you afraid now, in daylight?
No, but night will come again soon. And besides, I am unhappy. Very unhappy. For other things.
What other things? Could you tell me some of them?
Well, for one thing, I have no mother or father, brothers or sisters.
You have a kind aunt and cousins.
But John Reed knocked me down, and my aunt shut me up in the Red Room.
Don't you think Gateshead Hall is a beautiful house? Are you not indeed thankful to have such a fine place to live at?
It's not my house, sir. Abbott says I have less right to be here than a servant.
Oh, boo. You can't be silly enough to want to leave such a splendid place.
Why not? My aunt wouldn't have kept me here if my uncle hadn't made her promise in his last moments. I should be glad to leave it, if there was anywhere else to go. But I can never leave Gateshead till I am a woman.
Perhaps you may. Who knows? Would you like to go to school?
I should indeed like to go to school.
Well, who knows what may happen?
Mr. Lloyd came back again and asked Jane why she was crying. Jane answered that she was miserable. Mr. Lloyd asked her why she was ill. Jane told Mr. Lloyd her story, that she was shut in a room where there was a ghost, Mr. Reed's ghost, at the Red Room where Mr. Reed died. She also told him that she was miserable because she had no father or mother. Mr. Lloyd told her that she had a kind aunt, Mrs. Reed. Jane told him that Mrs. Reed always punished her. Mr. Lloyd told Jane that if she wasn't happy at the Gateshead Hall, she could live with her other relatives. Jane told him that she had no any other place to go, and she didn't know about her relatives, and told him if she had poor relatives, she wouldn't like to live with them. Mr. Lloyd asked Jane if she would like to go to school, and Jane agreed, as she wanted to leave Gateshead because of the bad treatment of the Reeds. Mr. Lloyd told Mrs. Reed that Jane should go to school, and Mrs. Reed welcomed the idea to get rid of Jane. جين بيغمى عليها في الريد روم، ولما بتفوق بتلاقي نفسها في أوضتها وجنبها بيسي ومستر لويد الصيدلي. مستر لويد كان راجل طيب وجه علشان يعالج جين. مستر لويد بيطمن على جين وبيطلب منها إنها ترتاح وبيدي تعليماته لبيسي. بيمشي مستر لويد وبيسي بتحاول مع جين إنها تاكل، إنما جين كان الحزن والخوف مسيطر عليها ورفضت إنها تاكل. بيرجع مستر لويد ويطمن على جين وبيسألها هي ليه تعبانة؟ جين بتجاوبه إنها مش تعبانة لكنها حزينة لأنها يتيمة ولأنها بتعيش في الجاتسهاد. مستر لويد بيقول لها إنها مش المفروض تكون حزينة وهي عايشة مع أنت ريد الطيبة وفي البيت الجميل ده. جين بتقوله إنها زعلانة لأن أنت ريد حبستها في الريد روم وإن جون دايما بيضايقها، وكمان الجاتسهاد مش بيتها. مستر لويد بيقترح على جين إنها تروح تعيش مع قرايبها لو عندها قرايب تانيين. جين ما تعرفش ليها قرايب تانيين، وكمان لو فقرة فهي مش حابة تعيش حياة الفقر. مستر لويد بيقترح على جين إنها تروح المدرسة، وجين بترحب بالفكرة دي لأنها تخرج برا الجاتسهاد وتبعد عن عائلة ريد ومضايقة جون ليها. مستر لويد بيتكلم مع مسز ريد اللي بترحب باقتراحه إنها ترسل جين للمدرسة وترتاح منها. وبكده بنوصل لنهاية Chapter 3. إن شاء الله نلقاكم على خير في الحلقات الجاية. لو في أي كومنت أي استفسار ممكن تكتبه وإن شاء الله هرد عليك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.